This is a great question, and we've all been there after divorce. You know, the same person saw us naked for a very long time, usually, and it's a little like, oh, but guess what? The other person doesn't care. I've dated some very young, very hot people. I've dated some professional athletes. They don't care. They're just excited you're getting naked and having sex with them. I've birthed 4 humans out of this body. You think my stomach looks great? No. I don't care. They don't care. If you got a dad bod, a mom tum, stretch marks, say you like, no one cares. They're just excited, as you are, to be having sex. So don't worry too much about it. And, just have fun. Especially if you're in a marriage. Get out there, knock the cobwebs off, and have a good time. All right.
Fam, I have to give her credit for admitting that women use the word dating as code for sleeping around.
Him, her, him, bodies.
It's funny how she said, get out there, especially if you are in an intimately marriage. Since in a previous video, she admitted she was the cause of her former marriage being practically pandemic standard contactless. Yeah, a lot of older women get out there and hook up with younger men thinking it's some kind of flex on their part, except for the fact that a woman getting bedsheet fun from a young guy using her as target practice means about as much as purchasing an extended warranty at a furniture store.
Emotional damage!
She's right though about men just being excited to bust. Not too many men out there date women in the 40 plus range planning to put a ring on it. More than likely all they want to do is glaze her ring. Moving on!
You know what? Trying to date in your 40s is like so frustrating. Like, when did we end up with all this like 42, 43, 44-year-old men that look like they're 60? Like, I'm 41 and it's so hard to find anybody that like looks their age. And then I've been getting the ick like so fast. Like, I went on a date with this guy and he started like coughing weird. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but like he was like coughing weird and I was like, I can't date you because that cough is like so weird. Like all I see is like health liability. Like, come on, 40, 50, like I was like, I can't. So I decided that I guess I'm just gonna stay single and get like 6 cats or whatever. But yeah, I don't recommend. I don't recommend find somebody before you're 40 because
she's going to sink, Captain.
But she can't sink. She's unsinkable.
She can't float.
Ladies, do I really have to tell you why you have such a tough time dating in your 40s?
How come? Tell me why! Say it!
Well, it's all a matter of numbers and quality, a combination of qualitative and quantitative factors. Starting off, men in their 40s who have a high SMV that are willing to date women in their 40s make up a small portion of the dating pool, which means you ladies have to compete with other women in their 40s for those same men. Most high SMV men in their 40s date younger women. The difference is, unlike when you ladies date younger men, short term, the 40-year-old high SMV men get an LTR with a younger woman and possibly a family. Not to mention how this queen saw the guy she dated as having possible health issues. That is exactly how men see women in their 40s. I mean, let's be 100. Chances are you aren't going to give him a healthy baby at that age. More than likely, you're going to give him your healthcare bills. Hey, I hope this queen doesn't forget to order a crate of box wine with those cats.
We've been drinking wine all day.
A ton of wine.
Moving on.
All right, all of my fellow 40-something-year-olds who hate dating as much as I do. I have not been on a dating app in several months. And so I decided Friday night that I would get on one. And I matched with this guy and we start chatting away. Continued into Saturday and Sunday, and we'd made plans for Wednesday night. And then the more we talked, we were kind of like, we were kind of hitting it off. We're like, let's do Tuesday night too. Then comes Monday, and he's like, hey, do you think you can slip away and meet me for coffee? And so I do. The date was about 5 hours long, and it was great, went well. Very attractive man, great job, just all around seems like a great catch, right? So that night, it was great. Sent me a text afterwards, had a good time, all the things. Then Wednesday night, we go to dinner and he picks out the place. I meet him at his house. We ride together to the restaurant. And as we're sitting there, kind of, halfway through dinner, he decides to tell me, he's like, you check a lot of my boxes. I'm really into you.
Fam, I'm convinced at this point, some of these queens use those internet videos as a form of therapy. So far, we got a story from a 40-plus post-wall queen dating a guy she called handsome with a good job that is into her. Do any of my viewers notice that these videos show the same pattern of these baggage/trauma-loaded queens finding some awesome guy only to find some small detail in order to discard him? That's like going to a supermarket, finding the last box of your favorite cereal, and then putting it back because one of the corners is bent. Look in the mirror there, queens. I am sure you have the same amount of issues, if not more issues, than the guy you keep hyping up. Also, I would like to address the belief some women have that a woman's dating experience raises her value. That would be a no, ladies. Like a car's mileage raises its value. I'm sorry, but your tales from the carousel rides does not make you more attractive.
I've told all my sisters about you. I say all mine, his two sisters. They've seen pictures of you and this and that. And I'm like, whoa. Slow your roll, bro. And so dinner still is fine. Great. We move on. I go back home. He sends me a bunch more text, kind of just, again, I'm really into you. I really go after what I want. But it's at this point, it's just becoming too much. And I tend to pump the brakes and actually back up on the first night of our date. I just said, I really just don't get excited. I've been in this dating game longer than you. He's been divorced 2 years. I've been divorced for 14. So yeah, I've been in this single dating game for a hell of a lot longer. And he proceeded to also tell me he's gone on 40 dates in 2 years. And I'm like, holy that is more dates than I've gone on in my life, let alone in 2 years. Jesus. So anyway, I tell him I'm not excited. I don't get excited just because I've had so many letdowns. So I contain any and all excitement. And he was kind of irritated by that.
14 years in the dating market?
She belongs to the streets.
There is no doubt there is a lot to unpack there. Also, an attractive, tatted up woman being single for at least 14 years, and then she claims she has gone on less than 40 dates is a story I know my male viewers are going to say is sus in the least.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Especially when she said she doesn't get excited anymore. How many real dates does a woman need to be on to get to that level of emotionally detached?
465!
It's probably more than 40. Even though none of us were there, I don't think the man she's talking about would get irritated by her not having butterflies. I mean, he would get let down, maybe, a bit disappointed, but a handsome man who has built himself up and has been dating that many times would more than likely change his attitude towards her as he just mentally checked her into the for fun only category.
So after the second date, then he sends me a message the day after and he's like, hey, I was reflecting on last night. I think I probably said too much, kind of opened up too much. I'm like, yeah, you think? And I just messaged him back like, hey, I get you being vulnerable, telling me how you feel. I'm just not in that place right now. It just seemed like an emotional dump and I'm still digesting it and I just handle things differently. And it kind of rubbed him the wrong way. And we were supposed to go out tomorrow night. He texted me today, canceled plans, and I just said, oh, are you going to LA? Because he was going to LA to meet some chick. And he's like, irritated that I thought he was going on that trip. And I just was like, I'm just asking. I don't care. And so he canceled all plans for the weekend. And he's just like, I'll contact you next week. I'm just going to kind of let this simmer. So, yeah, no, I don't think so. I think we're good. I don't think there's a match anymore. I don't know. What would you guys do? I'm like, I wasn't really, after all that emotional, crazy dump, I get it. I love, that he's so into me, but I'm just not at the same level as he is. And he really just didn't seem to like my boundaries. And I have these boundaries for a reason. I've been through a ton of therapy and I've been single a lot longer. I'm going to have boundaries. I'm not settling. What the But seriously, dating in your 40s is terrible. Why does it have to be so bad?
If she didn't care he was going to exercise another one of his options, then why did she ask? Sorry fam, but her story of him being the one more into her and she is the one disconnected doesn't really add up when he canceled on her and she made this video looking for some reassurance from anyone willing to give it to her. I'm going to venture the guy she is talking about didn't make a similar video. Another thing, it also doesn't add up that he canceled the plans and then she broke it off. No fam, this is an L she is desperately trying to turn into a W, like if she worked for the Bud Light marketing division.
A brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.